Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in with us today. My name is Kelly Pfeiffer, and I am the Vice President of Marketing, Communications, and Advancement here at Manor College. Today is a really special episode of our Alumni Virtual Engagement Series, a monthly video series where we sit down and we talk with a Manor College alumni to hear about their experience as a Manor student and what life has been like since graduating or transferring from the institution. Today, we're talking to Manor College alumni from the class of 2002, Eric Robinson. Eric grew up in Philly, graduating high school from West Catholic High School. Eric enrolled in Manor College, working towards his associate's in science degree in business administration with a concentration in computer science. Since graduation from Manor, Eric has completed his bachelor's degree from LaSalle University and also earned an MBA from St. Joe's. Eric has an impressive work history working in IT and has worked for Morgan Stanley, the US Navy, L'Oreal, Arch Insurance Group, US Navy Reserves, and most currently, he serves at Amtrak as the Lead Business Analyst. So thank you and welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Kelly. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. So Eric, can you start us off by sharing, how did you hear about Manor College and why did you choose to attend Manor?
Sure. Well, I'll really have to take you back on a journey to where I was attending another big school in the city, and I was a music major at the time. Here I thought that I was going to have a career in music and more so live happily ever after. But after so many years of doing music and having it pretty much coming in one ear and out the other, it started to burn me out. And along with that, this is about the time when IT was actually really starting to boom and the field was really starting to take off, and I had developed an interest in it. So I was contemplating, changing majors and as well as changing schools because I decided that the big school scene just wasn't for me. And this was certainly way back in the early 2000s. So a lot of the advertisements were by newspaper or what have you. And I had a paper and I happened to see an ad for Manor and saw a business administration with computer science major as an option. So that attracted me to the school. I came up and saw the campus and met a few of the staff, the faculty, and I knew this was the place I wanted to study, and therefore I enrolled, and I loved it since.
Wow, that's so great to hear. And my advertising and marketing brain is like, you saw a newspaper ad. That's
Yes.
Remarkable.
Yes.
And that's so cool that worked and that made you engage with us. I did not know the music background. What was your instrument, and do you still do anything musically?
Sure. I was a trombone player. So I started playing way back in third grade.
Wow.
Kept it up, had played in many bands and high school bands, wind symphonies and jazz bands. But unbeknownst to me, it just started to wear on me, and I thought I had peaked. And like I said, my interest started to lie somewhere else. So I got rid of my trombone. Do I still have the urge for it? I can't say that maybe I do, but it's very, very dormant. So right. Don't see me picking a horn up, especially since it's been more than 20 years since I touched it. So I know I would sound pretty horrible.
Right. Well, that's great though. And, we always encourage students to, find their passions and stick to it. But it's great that you were able to identify, like, okay, I want to do this. I need a pivot. This is not the right path for me, and things like that. And it's really common for college students to go somewhere for a school first, transfer to another school, change majors.
Yes.
This is actually more of the norm than not. So it's good to hear that that's okay to do, and you're not setting yourself up for failure. So Eric, describe your Manor experience. What was it like? What were your classes like? Were you involved in anything extracurricular on campus?
Sure. My experience, I was both doing day and night classes. I was, of course, still going to work during the day, and fortunately, there were a lot of flexible classes that allowed me to come to school, and I pretty much went to class year round. everything that I had taken was just building my confidence and assuring assuring myself that I made the right decision as far as a major. I can definitely still remember great teachers like Dr. Norma Hall, Dr. William Martino as well. Both of them I still remember, and you know, I can always remember all the great advice they had given me, all the guidance, and their willingness to really take me from start to finish through the school and see me progress. It was so rewarding, and I'm always grateful for them. As far as any things that I've done in the school, I can tell you that when I was with the other school, before I came to Manor, I wasn't performing well academically, but that completely turned around once I got to Manor and had this new major. And it's amazing when you're studying something that you're interested in, how much you really put effort into learning it. So before I knew it, I was on the dean's list, and I had been was inducted into Phi Theta Kappa as well, the honor society at the school. So with those things happening, I was my confidence was through the roof, and you know, Manor was definitely a catalyst of it.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. And your story just reminded me of another alumni that we talked to recently, this guy named Marshall Bernstein, who he was like a C student in high school, came to Manor, got on the honor society, got on the dean's list, and then he went on to Villanova and Cornell to get a PhD. And it's like, there was something special about Manor that I think it goes down to the professors who supported them, gave them encouragement, and also, like you said, when you're studying something that you enjoy, it makes the studying a whole lot better.
Sure.
That's great.
Absolutely.
So tell us, you know, why are you passionate about IT? And how has that passion sustained, you know, here we are 20 years later?
Well, IT really challenged me. IT really challenged me. I have a best friend who studied at the school, at the school that I used to attend. And he showed me C++, which is, you know, the premier coding language back then. And just watching him actually happen to type all the code manually just for a program to run impressed me. And that was something that I really wanted to pursue, but I didn't know if I wanted to do programming. And fortunately, the field of information technology is very vast. So I found my niche, so to speak, in databases. So we had plenty of database courses there at Manor that Dr. Hall taught. And I really got to learn just how they perform and how to manipulate the data within them. And like I said, as more things came about, the more I understood and the more hungry I got as far as really wanting to learn more. So that experience was really, I can say, really was the foundation for my IT career. And I'll never forget it.
Yeah, that's great. And you're right. IT is always changing. It's ever changing, and it's really vast. There's a lot of things within it. I feel like no two IT jobs are the same. So if you don't mind, you know, talk about how was it getting your first job in your field after graduating Manor, and then what has your career kind of been like? Kind of an overview since.
Sure. I think my first IT job was as a computer operator for a bank out in King of Prussia, PA, of course. And it was third shift, but I was just so geeked, so to speak, to finally be in the field and to look at a bunch of monitors. It seemed to me like I was at mission control at NASA. So that really piqued my interest, and I stayed there and really learned the job and learn new other things. But of course, you know, once I've gotten to the end of that road, I was able to add that to my toolbox and move further on to another computer IT position, and then within help desk, and then finally with databases. And that's where I had settled in for the time. But all the while, I took business administration courses as well at Manor. So I've gotten to get a good foundation in finance and in accounting. And these are the things that really, I was able to actually combine them. So the idea of having business and IT was just a godsend for me. And that's, my career has developed, well, all the way up till now. And I've gotten so much further as far as, further education, certifications as well. And now I'm still going. So it's always something new. And like I said, that foundation began with Manor.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And Manor has changed in the sense that we now offer some bachelor degrees, but really the biggest population of our students are still associate degree granting students, and we're proud to be that foundation. We're proud to serve as that first starting point to launch a career, to launch more education. So I'm really happy to hear that you found that for us, and that your career has grown as you've grown as well. So kind of as we wrap up here, Eric, what advice would you give to current students who are in their college journey right now, or maybe they're in high school and they're thinking about college? What kind of advice would you give them as you reflect back?
Well, certainly I'm a big advocate for Manor. So, if there are a lot of schools outside, but if there's a prospective student who's looking to start off slowly and get good footing and get excellent teaching, come to Manor. If you're a business student, certainly take in all that you can. Business is going to change from the time you've graduated high school to the time you leave Manor College or wherever college you enroll at. Certainly, gain all the experience you can. Take as many classes as you can, and really further your education, further your experience, and you'll always have a job, because it's the field is like I said, is always changing. So business is certainly here to stay, and with an element of IT in it, you really can't go wrong. You'll be very high. So that would be my 2 cents.
Right. I agree. And, we have a bunch of business majors at the college. We have computer science, data analytics, sports management, obviously business administration, management. And I know that is a growing field that we're looking to grow even more into. But, I think the advice of take in all that you can is kind of what stuck out to me there. Regardless of whether it's getting involved in activities, whether it's getting to know your professors, letting them get to know you. I always encourage students, get to know your professors, because they're the ones that are going to advocate for you. They're going to write a recommendation letter, send you some jobs. If you let them into your world, they're really going to help you succeed. So I think that's great. And it sounds like you had some of that with some of your professors that you remember and still, think highly about. So that's really encouraging to hear. Thank you, Eric, so much. This has been really a pleasure to talk to you. And I know our students are going to really find it encouraging to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Kelly, thank you so much for your time, and go Blue Jays.